Assalamualaikum to our lecturer. Today our group will do a movie review of Emergency Declaration. Our team members are Haris Fikri, Muhammad Asnawi, Alif Haikal, Wayne Damia, and me myself Nurul Fitra and Akmal Haziq.
Emergency Declaration is an aviation disaster film that tells the story of a group of people who are brought together by a bioterrorist attack on a plane. The story focuses on the intense and desperate effort of the government crisis response team, led by an experienced negotiator and a skilled special force unit as they work tirelessly to negotiate with the terrorists, gather intelligence and plan a daring rescue mission. The tension and suspense escalate as the passenger and crew struggle to survive amidst the hijackers' ruthless action and the challenges of being trapped in the confined space at 30,000 feet above ground. As the clock ticks and the stakes rise, the characters face moral dilemma, personal sacrifice, and unexpected twists that challenge their courage, skills, and determination. Two main stakeholders in this movie is Park Jae-hyuk, played by Lee Byung-hun, and also Detective Koo In-ho, played by Song Kang-ho, which also happen to be the main roles of this movie. The first stakeholder is Park Jae-hyuk. He is one of the passengers of the airplane flying to Hawaii with his daughter. He used to be a pilot before encountering an incident that took the life of two stewardesses, which one of them happened to be his colleague's wife. During the flight to Hawaii, he and his daughter become one of the victims of the biological terror attack, where the plane they boarded has been contaminated with virus when the plane already in the air. His stake is to ensure that he could bring the plane and also the passenger to the land safely. The second stakeholder is Detective Koo In-ho. He is a police detective and a member of the crisis response team, tasked with managing the hijacking crisis. His wife went on vacation to Hawaii with her friends, is also on the same plane with Ryu Jin-soo, who was the man behind the murder case. As a detective and husband, he took fast action and tried to find any way possible to solve this issue. His take is to make sure his wife safely land in Korea and get antivirus treatment by proving the treatment was effective and it can cure those who are infected by the virus. Now, let's move to the ethical dilemma of the villain. Ryu Jin-soo is the villain of this movie. He worked as bioengineering researcher who study viruses. He is facing dilemma of either clearing his name or being consumed by his anger and release the virus inside an airplane, endangering people aboard the plane. Next, ethical dilemma for the hero. One of the main heroes in this movie is Park Jae-hyuk. He is one of the passengers who is also a former pilot. In this movie, he is responsible for deciding whether to save passengers' life or endangering Korea citizen due to the virus spread from the passenger.
Right, I will continue for the next part regarding the action taken by the villain from the consequentialism point of view. So, what is consequentialism point of view? Consequentialism can be defined as an ethical theory that judges whether the action is right based on its consequence. In the simple word, if the consequence is good, it's the right thing to do, and if the consequence is bad, it's the wrong thing to do. Move on to the villain in this movie is Ryu Jin-soo. The psychopathic Jin-soo has started a biochemical attack on the flight K1501. He has released a deadly virus in the airplane bathroom. The motive for the attack is retaliation against his former employee Bicom, which fired him, as well as enjoyment on his part for his weird behavior. This is further supported by a video found out by the In-ho that discovered that show Jin-soo touching animal for pleasure and working with the lab mice to develop a manufactured plug that can quickly mutate and spread among the people. At the moment before he died, a sweaty Jin-soo explained to his victim that he attacked them not because the revenge, because there are no way for a commercial flight passenger to escape once they are airborne. As a result of his action, the passenger fight and died. As for the passenger family, they experience grief and sorrow. For the country of the Korea, the riot that broke out to protest the plane return and demand that the passenger die on their own has caused instability in the country. On a global scale, there's a rift in the Korean relation with the US and Japan. Additionally, a Japanese fighter jet nearly shot down the airliner to compel the passenger to leave their country. As a conclusion, the action taken by Yoon Jin-suk is wrong and unethical from the consequentialism point of view.
Now, I would like to proceed with deontology. What is deontology? Deontology is an approach to ethics that focus on the rightness or wrongness of action themselves, as opposed to the rightness or wrongness of the consequence of those actions. It is described as duty or obligation whereby deontologists believe that ethical rules bind you to your duty. So, the first action taken by the hero in this movie is Park Jae-hyuk. Park Jae-hyuk notified to the flight attendants to recheck Ryu Jin-suk since he seems suspicious and possibly he might plan to do the terror attack by looking at him brought in a prohibited item before boarding. From deontology point of view, this action believe it is ethical since Park Jae-hyuk has the responsibility to do the report in order to save everyone in this plane from the attack. Moving on to the second scene, I would like to highlight the scene where Park Jae-hyuk, a former pilot, made a decision to take control over the plane after all the pilots got the virus infection. Even though his pilot license was revoked after the accident a long time ago, but in order to save the passenger in the plane, he continued to fly the plane. From the deontology point of view, it believed the action taken by the hero itself was unethical since he didn't qualify to fly the plane when his license got revoked.
Moving on to the ethical action based on the golden rule if you were in the villain's shoe. So what is golden rule? Golden rule is a fundamental ethical principle that states, do unto others as you would them do unto you. So it is a guideline treating others with fairness, kindness and respect. And it also promotes empathy and compassion. So here are a few ethical actions based on golden rule if I were in Ryu Jin-suk's shoes. So first, refrain from causing more harm. Second, take responsibility. And the last one would be learn from experience. For the first ethical action is refrain from causing more harm. Since Ryu Jin-suk has spread the virus, I can avoid from causing more harm by offering the antivirus to the people in the airplane that already got affected by the virus. Second ethical action is we need to take responsibility of our action. Since Ryu Jin-suk had been unethical to others, the ethical action here we need to seek forgiveness and also to accept the consequences for our actions. This is to acknowledge our responsibility of giving bad impact to others. The last ethical action would be reflect on our actions and learn from experience. So since what had been done by Ryu Jin-suk is very unacceptable, since he spread the virus to all the passengers and also to the crew, the ethical action here, we need to reflect on what action we will do that will give bad impact to others. And we need to learn of our action and what impacts will be given to others. We need to learn from our mistakes too.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Nasrani and I will be presenting how Ryu Jin-suk, which is the villain, feel towards the end. Well, first of all, he will feel, if I were the villain, I would feel remorse. Well, Ryu Jin-suk, the villain, planned to kill everyone on the plane. As the story goes, in the end, he failed his plan because the government found the antivirus to cure the remaining alive passengers. If I were to achieve something, I must have wanted to see it to the very end. Unfortunately, he died in vain. As the villain, I would have regretted killing myself first without making sure my plan works. And then move on to the second, guilt. Ryu Jin-suk's plan involved a lot of lives, which have 150 passengers on the plane. I would feel guilty if it involves that much of life, especially when there are kids and elderly who are innocent and incapable of saving themselves. What made it more is that virus was involved in this, which is more lethal than any other threats in the world. Lastly is shame. They are those who love and cherish Ryujinso, as such as his mother, who always wants the best for him, and his ex-colleague who wanted to help him to fix again his life by secretly giving him the sample of the virus. I would feel ashamed to not making things right in the end and put dirt in their name.
Our presentation has come to the end part. To conclude, this movie is filled of plot twists presenting everything from a terrorist attacks of a virus to corrupt pharmaceutical companies to associates of the terrorists to end a something sentimental series of events involving a vaccine. The passengers on the plane are finally able to leave the airport and head to their destinations. However, many have lost loved ones and their lives have been forever changed by the events that occurred. The lessons that we have learned from this movie are: the first one is being selfless. The rest of the passengers still help one another and separate those who are affected with non-affected in different areas of the plane. Due to the shorthand of the crew, some passengers even assist the crew members in attending to the sick ones and prioritizing the oxygen tanks to those in need rather than shared to all. The second lesson is unity of the country. When the officer in Ho has sacrificed himself as a test subject of the vaccine in order to prove that the vaccine works, the nation came together and tried so hard to contact the people from the flight to ask them to land the flight. The last one is responsible to their jobs. The head crew, Hee-jin, urges her colleague to remain calm and act diligently as all the passengers would learn to them for help. All in all, this movie pictures and visualizes perfect range of ethical issues and perspectives to help them making the best solution and decision considering the society or own benefit. With that, we end our presentation. Thank you very much.